So were you guys able to watch the videos?
I watched one full one.
We watched hers in full and him
I know you guys got a lot of videos.
a little bit. Yeah.
Any questions about them?
Well, in general, my question is like, do you feel like you had enough time with them and you accomplished what you wanted to?
We got to the point where I was able to have them both on my left side in the heel in Home Depot, and they're always right here.
They wouldn't do that.
They did a good job. I'm not sure if we posted the video, but I think I have the video. But
Just stop.
all our job is to layer the foundation, and the more they're with us, the more the foundation can get bigger, right?
Ducks.
Even if you did the 1 week,
Hey.
you'll still have the same foundation. It's just like how are you guys practicing? Are you guys using the tools right? And just like you guys understanding how the training works. Does it make sense? So a lot of like common thoughts that owners think when they put the dog in the board train is like they come out as a new car or something, which is incorrect. That's not how dogs work. It's just practicing with you guys and saying that we have to make sure that everything is trained for you, so that you know what to do when you get home. So it's just not like, well, yeah, he met us one time, but we don't know what to do now, and it gets confusing, right? So it's just the follow-ups are very important so that you can transfer all the training to you guys.
Yep.
Tux was, and then you're Nora?
I'm Nora, so yeah, I work for John and Lena.
John.
And this is Audrey.
Lena, right?
Lena is...
She didn't come.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lena was there for pickup, right?
For pickup,
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say, she said the Tux get less stubborn, right? So he is a stubborn one. I'm always staring at you. But yeah, we saw a lot of stubbornness from him. And then Vera, she was pretty easy.
Ducks, cut it out.
She was also a little stubborn too, but that's just like the breed, And then
Ducks.
what else? Cool. So here we're gonna go ahead and get started.
So good.
Okay.
You have another option if you don't like this, right? You can get a 2 remotes for each collar, so that the remote is smaller and just more simple. This has you can control like. Sorry, kind of. So right now, this one is touch. So
Ducks, cut it out.
you have a screen. This is dog 1,
Hey,
dog 2.
no barking.
And you have 2 dials. So you don't need to go back and forth if you just have 1 dial. They're generally the same range of numbers, but now you can be more specific to what numbers whose numbers actually whose. Does that make sense? But here, the first one is dog 1, and then the right one is for the second dog.
So Tux is dog 1, Vera's dog 2?
Tux is dog 1. So the button we're going to be using is the N one, stands for Nick, and then P stands for pager, C stands for continuous. So continuous is, if I hold on continuous, it goes tap until I let go. And if I hold on Nick, it just goes tap. Right? We're only going to be using the Nick. Continuous is for like emergencies or something like that, just stop him from doing something. Like if it's like he bolts, continuous, just stop that behavior. But we'll get into that later, everything. But we're just going to be focusing on like that N button, the Nick. So you have a button on the side,
Tux.
a blue button. There, that's the on and off button. Hold to turn on, hold to turn off. Same thing for your collars. There's buttons here, right here to turn it on, turn it off. When I turn it on, a blue light should come on. Blue is good. Blue means it's 100 fully charged. Then it goes purple, 50%, then red, it's gonna die. So once I see this blue light blinking, right, sometimes when you're in the sunlight, the light won't be that bright. So what I'll do is I'll hold the remote, so go ahead and hold this really quick, and go ahead and hit the P button on your remote on the front one, P, pager. So now here, I feel it vibrate, so I know it's on. You don't use vibrate the pager button for training. We'll just use it like this to see if it's on, then we put it on the dog, instead of like feeling like the shock part on your hand to make sure it's on. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on Tux.
Okay.
So when we're putting the collars on, we want them where we don't want them. We don't want it on top of the neck, so we don't want it like this because it's too sensitive, and we don't want it on their actual like Adam's apple because it's just uncomfortable. So anywhere from like this side of the jaw or like the other side of the jaw, and as high as you can. So like right here is like perfect, and you want to tighten it as tight as you can. So about here. And with the excess, you put it through like this, like a little bow. You can cut this later if you want as well. So go ahead and feel how tight that is, and feel like the contact points.
So behind it, it's enough for a finger, but
The strap,
there it's
we only
pretty
go by
snug,
the
yeah.
contact points. We don't go by the strap.
So it's pretty snug.
It could be a notch looser, but they're fine. So there too.
Do they already know
They know
then
what?
that this device is going to be sending them signals, or?
Yeah. For 2 weeks.
Ooh, Tux is at level 31.
Say it again?
Tux is at level 31.
Yeah, that goes all the way to 127. So they're pretty low. For Tux, there will be a lot of still going up and down, right? We're not doing it as much. But since he's stubborn, right, he goes into these phases where he's like,
He's fascinated with that baby,
the baby. Oh.
I think, yeah.
No.
And then there's two birds, I guess, too, but
Ah,
I think it's the baby, actually.
like-
He's been weird around babies.
it's funny.
And bicycles and any moving things.
So on your remote, we're gonna go ahead and, did you want to do Vera? We'll do Tux first since he's the more lost guy. So we're gonna find his number. Do you remember how we find the working number, or like what to look for
Yes.
when we're finding the number? What do we look for?
What?
How do we find the number for the dog?
You just keep them tapping and before they like move,
Yes. So
but like not sniffing.
correct. So right now, go ahead and the dial on the left side. Let's see, I think that's dog 1.
Yeah, Tux is dog 1.
No, it's dog 2.
We'll do the. I think then that's the first one. There you go. So go ahead and put that to 0 or put it to 5. Let me know when you're at 5.
5.
Good. So when I say tap, 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 you press the Nick button 3 times in that rhythm. If I say tap, 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 tap 4 times in that rhythm. So only press it when I say tap. So right now we're gonna find his number. So we're gonna go ahead and look at Tux, and then whenever you're ready, tap, tap, tap. Good. So nothing. He is still locked in on that baby. So now
Don't
we're
pull
gonna go
it,
in
yeah.
increments of 5. So 5, we're gonna go to 10. So it's like 3 taps, bump at 5. 3 taps, bump at 5 until we see the appropriate reaction. See that? Ready? Oh look, he moved, but he's still baby. So what's this? What are you at now?
I just moved it up to 35.
35. Okay, tap. Wait. Good.
It's okay, baby.
So here, don't do the tap, tap, tap. Just give 1 tap. Wait. Tap.
Oh no, there's bicycles coming.
Go to 40. And then tap. Wait. Tap. Tap. 45. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready?
And tap. Tap. Wait. There we go. So we just need him to disengage from that baby. So here, watch again. And tap. 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 Wait. There we go. Wait. Good. So that bark, right? Because he was taking those hits fine. Boom, boom. Then you can see his mouth moving like this. Like he's like, and then bark. That's frustration. And then tap. Tap. There we go. Good.
Tux?
No barking.
And tap. Wait.
Tux?
And tap. Wait. It's fine. So here, go ahead and pull up on your leash. Good. Better. So all that barking is just frustration. So in the videos, you'll see me on the same number, and once he goes to in his mode of I don't want to do it, you hear it start to whine and then bark, bark, bark. Doesn't matter what number you're on. You can lower it, you can do everything you want. He's still gonna bark when he feels that. So you're good tap.
Okay.
And we don't want to block him because then we don't want to hide the dog. We want to bring the dog. Look at it. Look at all you want. You're not going to lock in, at all. You're going to build up. Because if we allow this to build up, then you're going to get barking at other dogs. You're going to get barking at people and all these other things. So tap. Wait. There. So he looked at it, but then quickly looked away. And we're going to see what he does here. Okay. And tap.
Should I pull up?
Good.
So are you?
There we go. Better. Say it again.
Are you sure that barking wouldn't be followed by a propensity to bite? Because he bit my nephews out in Cape Cod in a heightened moment, and when he was kind of engaged with another dog and I was trying to keep him away from the other dog, he bit me. I think he was trying to bite the other dog and my hand got in the way. But that type of more excited barking makes me think that he's more getting ready to bite.
Correct, yeah. We haven't seen it, and we've seen him get really frustrated. Nothing has happened because the hands, the yelling, the hey, is confrontational. You're telling, so your tap. There we go. It's confrontational because he knows someone is confronting him about it, and someone's pulling the leash, someone's doing something to him. So he's like, I don't want to do it. He's going to go at that person. He doesn't know who's doing it, right? He just knows. When you tap him, tap again.
There's a dog and a bike.
Go ahead and relax a little bit.
Relax, Audrey, a little bit. That's not much.
It's
Say
a
again?
J. There.
Yeah, that's more relaxed.
Okay. And then you can still keep your leash short just because you were like this, like you're pulling him. You just want to remain relaxed, but you keep your leash short. That's
Usually
correct.
he tries to attack dogs.
And he also doesn't like bikes and skateboards and roller skaters and strollers.
Kids also running.
Well, yeah, his kids running, yeah.
What else?
Or
tap here.
something that's going faster than him.
Wheels. Stuff moving.
Wheels.
But right now, what's this number at? 45?
46, actually. I guess somehow it got.
Give him a tap. Okay, good. So that's Tux's number, right? All these other numbers got us the twitch and everything. You saw him like he's just like whatever, but still looking. But then that number got him to move and disengage from a baby. So if we stick at a number where like, I think he feels it because we see it, it's still not going to work because it wasn't working. He was like, I don't care. I'm still going to want to stay at this baby. Tap. Tap. Wait. There we go. So now we're going to do Vera. So you'll do the same thing. And go ahead and look at Tux here. Be careful when you pet him. Because when he's staring at the baby, you pet him. So you're telling, yes, good boy, stare at the baby. Okay? Because then once you pet him again, he goes back into intense again. So then that's why we got the bark. Because last time he wasn't barking, but then this time he barked because she pet him. Like, yes, good boy, stare at the baby. So we all know the goals of an owner petting a dog, like calm down, it's okay, you know. But then for dogs, they don't know that you're trying to soothe them. They think you're reinforcing something they're doing. So then here, you're gonna want to tap Tux again, actually. Wait. Tap. I'll go ahead and take Tux. I'll take Tux. Okay. Tap.
Non, il y avait un araignée sur ma jambe. J'étais trop peur.
Better. Okay, go ahead and find Vero's number. Tap tucks. Now there's no taps there, right? Still frustrating.
Vera. Hey, Vera.
Tap,
Come on.
tap. I wish we had a baby at the facility to see this. There we go. Oh, he tapped there?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good. Tap. Wait.
No, I feel like we're drinking enough.
Better.
He's saying he's frustrated.
You see how you let it go now? He's staring at who knows what now. So here, he's looking. Now tap. Okay. So we'll go find Vera's number now.
I just tried the 10.
I think Vera's lower than Tux. Oh, a little bit there.
Somebody got our bed. Let's have to go find him too. There's this one.
What number are you at now?
35.
Give another tap. Just one tap. There. So how many taps did you tap there? Just 2?
Yeah.
So one tap got her to lay down, one tap got her to sit. So that's like what she said, like get them to move. Now we're not looking for like bolting and freaking out, right? Because that's too much. We're just looking for a simple, she lay down with one tap, she sits with one tap. That's the number that's getting her to move. Tap, tap, good, tap, tap, good, tap, tap. Good. Tap tucks. Tap tucks. Tapping. Better. Tap Vera. Tap her. Tap. Tap. There we go. Wait. Tap. Tap. Almost tap. What's that? 35?
40.
What? 45? Okay. Tap Vera. Tap. 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 Now she's not moving, right? So now we go 55. We'll dump it a little higher.
Well, I hadn't gone up to 50 yet. Can you go all the way up to 55?
We'll try 50. Tap. 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 Wait. Tap. 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 Wait. Tap. Wait. There we go. Better. Now we don't need her to look at you, we just need her to not be so focused on this dog. Because then the longer she focuses, the slow, she's building up. Then dog's gonna come here, then boom, she lunges, or like Tux will lunge, right? The reason why he's not lunging at these dogs here is because we're tackling this. So he's building up to this baby, but then we're telling him to, like, you know, calm down, calm down. Tap Vera. And he's fine. You see how his ears are back? And his mouth was open? Or is open? And he's just kind of looking around his environment. He's passive. Tap.
No, Vera. You just got washed.
Good. Go ahead, you can pull her up here if you want. Good. Good. So that's why the number is very important, especially for these two. If you're at the wrong number, you're going to spend a lot of time just tapping. Nothing's going to be happening because you're just going to get that twitch. Nothing's happening though. So Tux's number is
46, or it was supposed to be 45, but it's 46 was what it's showing now.
Yeah, if you're at 44, 46 is fine.
Yeah.
And Vera's at
50.
So here, any questions about
Yeah,
finding
maybe
them?
let him see the bike rider here. This would be interesting.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't see it at all.
Any questions about finding the number? So you're gonna want to keep repeating this, right? Because today we're at Oz Park. The dogs, babies, off-leash dogs, everything's here. So this number might be lower when you go home. They might not be this high because there's not that much going on. Then let's say they're playing with each other, and you're trying to, you know, or like they have dog friends come over, right? The number might be higher because they're in more higher states of like energy. And by the way, they were both very social. They were playing with a lot of dogs, different dogs.
Yeah.
Puppies, big dogs. They're very good.
With the collar on, though?
Yeah. But we didn't need it. They were just kind of like, Vera was funny. She was just kind of like, always like watching them and like would like pounce and everything. Once they turn around, then she started playing. But they turn around to her, she's like, no, I don't want to play. But they were both fine. Nothing out of the ordinary with them. Just the only thing, Vera was just unsure in the beginning, but after that, they're fine.
This could be good. There's a bicycle and a stroller here. Ah, the stroller's going the other way. I mean, isn't there an element where they do need to kind of watch out for other dogs to like protect themselves? Like if it was a bad dog, you know, or?
I'm not tapping for them for looking at dogs. I'm tapping for staring. Because when we get that stare, that stalk, then you just, I say, he'll still look at dogs. Like there he looked at the bike, but he looked at it. It wasn't like, bike, bike, bike. It was just like, bike, okay. And he looked at something else, right? I don't care if they look at dogs. I just care that if I'm letting them load up on every single thing and they get stuck, right? They start to go into like a higher state. So then if we let that slide, we're like, hey, he's just staring at the baby, whatever, but he's still there. He's like at a 7, right? He's not barking, he's not doing the thing, but he's still growing. Then maybe that bike that came, he might have exploded because he's already up there because of the baby. So if we tackle these little things, when this comes here, see how it's locked there, but he didn't keep staring at it. He's just like, oh, there's a bike, whatever. He lets it go. If it was like, he stands up and he's like fucking like pulling, I didn't mean to sorry. He's pulling me right towards the bike, then it's already too hard. It's harder to correct the lunge and the barking versus just the staring. Because this was easier than if like he's lunging and pulling you at a dog. That's gonna be harder to correct than just the growing of the build-up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So he'll still stare at dogs. She will too. They'll still look at dogs and everything. They just won't blow up for every little dog.
And what if they, what if the other dog blows up first? Shouldn't it be somewhat natural then for them to defend themselves and blow up then in response, or no?
If it's like, for me, for my dog, if I see an off-leash dog coming to me and they're gonna get in a fight, I drop my leash, I let my dog defend himself, and I try to take the other dog out. But if it's like I'm walking and I see a dog blow up, my dog won't blow up because I've trained her to not react in those situations. Give a tap here. Good. I've trained them to not react in those situations, but it might happen, right? But you're already going to be at a number and you already have the knowledge to know how to handle situations, which will teach you how to do those things. What else? Anything else?
So we're going to be doing this for every time they go outside the house for 2 weeks, or for forever?
So finding the number, you'll start to get the general range. Okay, in my neighborhood, they're at 20s. Both of them are at 20s. But we go to the park, right? See here, tap Vera. Good. Tap Tux. Good. Tap Vera. Good. Tap Vera. Wait. Tap Tux.
Hey,
Yeah, just pull her around.
you're all clean. Don't get dirty.
This is forever, the e-collar. Right, because we can't predict what's going to happen one day. Let's say, I don't know, maybe like one day they blow up for some reason. But they've been doing good so far, so we took the e-collar off. They blow up, and then you get the redirection where they're so frustrated they go at each other or something, or maybe they jump at the leash. There's no way to shut that down if you don't have that tool, because Once you get a problem collar or like, you know, you're physical with your dogs, that needs to be corrected physically. This no tucks, no yelling won't do anything for them. So this
Won't
is
do
forever.
anything.
Say it again?
Won't do anything.
Yeah. This does all the yelling for you, and it comes across more clearer because it's their language. It's physical, right? No one likes hitting their dog, so then this will like do the dog bite for us. It will never reach the power of a dog bite, right? Even at 127, you'll never reach the power of a dog bite. It's very close though. So that's why we get the results fast, and like why one tap got her to look. One tap got them to both settle like this. Because when you guys came in, they're all like, "What's going on? Where we're at?" They're on edge. We're just telling them here, settle down, just relax. We're at the park. There's stuff going on, yeah, but shut up.
So it's your expectation that we're going to be using these forever.
Say it again?
It's your expectation that we're going to be using these collars forever.
Yeah, it's just because, like for me, my dog is 3 years old. I had everything I wanted out of my dog when she was 5-6 months. Off-leash trained, good recall, everything. I had it all. I still put it on because I don't know what's going to happen on this walk I go on. I don't know if it's going to be a car crash. I don't know if, like, what if I bring her to, like, off-leash here and then there's a dog fight and then she goes and she wants to go check out that dog fight. I don't need that. I need to call her right now to get her out of that mode. So it's just, we don't know what's going to happen on these walks. And it only takes one time for you to realize, okay, these cuts need to be on because I couldn't control the situation I couldn't control that situation. Does that make sense?
I guess so. I guess so too. Maybe, I don't know, what's the right word? Well, this wasn't my thinking. And part of my thinking was informed by, you know, watching the dog whisper, you know, Hugo Chavez or whatever, Hugo Chavez, right?
I have no idea who that is.
You never seen the Dog Whisperer TV show?
I know Cesar Milan.
That's what I meant, Caesar Milan.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Caesar Milan, Hugo Chavez. What am I thinking? Politics.
Who's Hugo Chavez?
Yeah. Caesar Milan, I'm sorry. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. And so we watched it more when we had our first Frenchie, you know, 15 some years ago. He doesn't use these collars, or at least he didn't when I used to watch the show.
No. Caesar, when he thinks an owner can't handle their dog, he takes them.
He what?
He takes the dog to his place and then he keeps him. That's unrealistic. This allows all owners to keep the dog because Caesar is more.
Well, he gives the dog
physical.
back, right?
No, there's been cases where he's like, I have to keep this dog, you can't handle the dog. And the owner's like, yeah, I can't handle it. Because Caesar doesn't give the owner the tools like these to handle the dog. So this is a tool for you to handle these dogs because for Caesar, he's a dog trainer. You're a dog owner. We won't teach you Caesar Milan methods because Caesar Milan uses a lot of physical, like touch and presence, and he follows through because like when he corrects the dog, he approaches, he does all these little things that a dog owner doesn't need to know. Because all you need to do now is press a button. Everything today is button orientated. You press the elevator, now you start cars with buttons and you do all these things, so it's very simple for owners just to press the button. Because here, Caesar, you know what he would have done? Poke, poke, move in, poke, poke. But then, for a dog owner, if they're doing that, knowing tucks, he might bite you back. If he bites you back, what are you gonna do then? You're gonna just kick him, keep kicking him until he gives up? It's too much. All you have to do is press the button.
Interesting.
Does it make sense? Caesar I don't hate Caesar. A lot of our methods are from Caesar Milan. Jesse started his career basically following his methods and then found e-collar and was like, this has changed. This is great. This is easy. Owners understand it quicker. Because, Caesar got bit for resource guarding, right? He was trying to fix resource guarding. But since this is not confrontational, they don't know where it's coming from, so there's no fight. But Caesar was, he was like doing the poke and everything for the dog, and then he was like hovering like this, he saw him, and then the dog's like, oh, we're fighting for this food. Boom, he bit him, and he had to follow through. He had to keep kicking it and get the dog to completely submit. I don't expect owners to be like, okay, so to fix resource guarding, you're gonna wanna fight your dog over the food, right? Doesn't make sense. But does that kind of make sense? So it's just, you'll see how it works and everything, why it makes sense. How the e-collar speeds processes up. and dogs understand it more, and they understand it very quickly. Any other questions?
So when I walked them, you saw he was pulling.
Yeah, I saw that. Because this was, here, let me show you.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how could we correct that? Do we have to do the same thing where we're pressing the button so that he's not pulling?
Correct. So like in the video, in the heel video, did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I was turning, tap, turn, tap to redirect them. But we got them to the point where they're doing this. Let's see.
And that's the only way to get his attention will be to tap.
Yeah. And you shouldn't be tapping all the time.
Yeah.
Right? You're only tapping in the future a lot, so that later down the line, like I said, my dog's already trained. I've done all the tapping. Me and Jesse and other trainers will tap the button like once every 2 months, once a month for like emergency situations.
And like a year from now, or 6 months from now, or a month from now, they're not going to realize it's us pushing the button.
No.
They're not. That's
unless you're
smart
like
enough.
showing them and like tap, and then you're following tap. Then they know that the remote has something to do with this thing, you know. But they'll never know because there's nothing connected. If they had a prong collar on and I'm going like boom, 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 popping them, they see this leash connected to me and they know it's me. So like if I picked up a stick and I start poking them, dogs think that whatever you have in your hand is part of you. So like for aggressive dogs, when we do the touch test, we take out a bite sleeve, like a long sleeve, and we start touching them and they bite the sleeve. So now we know, okay, if I were to actually touch that dog, they bite my hand. So it's just non-confrontational, saves you a lot of time and energy. There's no yelling needed, there's just a lot less effort. But this was them in Home Depot, if you guys want to see. But yeah, they did good. We saw dogs there. We saw heavy machinery.
Carts?
They didn't care. Carts, everything was there. That's why we love taking them to the Home Depot. They did good at PetSmart. And like we were on like the main streets and everything. They held that position. Obviously, we're not going to go ahead and teach you right away how to walk them both on one side. We're going to do one individual so that you can get used to just walking one dog. Once you get comfortable, you can try 2 dogs because it's very different. Any other questions?
So on the walking, they're supposed to always walk to the.
General.
But on the walking, are they supposed to always be to your right or to your left, or
Always
just
on the left.
always on the left?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Could we teach them how, like, because we have this little girl on our street and she loves coming over to our house, and Tux and Vera, they love jumping on her. So, like, what's the word where you're like, I think it's like home, and then they run to their bed?
Place. That was the one.
What did you say?
Place. She liked the one where he would go
you
to
like
the
that
bed. Yeah.
Could we teach them that?
You can do that. So we have obedience and behavior. Behavior is like jumping, biting, growling, whining. Obedience is come sit down, stay place. So since we're seeing behavior stuff, we wouldn't want to use obedience to fix that because that's a band-aid. For behavior stuff, we want to address it head on. So if you know you're going to have a guest come over, I'd call them up 30 minutes before. You start seeing stuff you don't like, tap, 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 until they stop. Once they stop, you don't need them to go. I don't need them to go anywhere. I just need to not jump on the guest. But if you want, you can also do place. I'm just letting you know that's not going to fix a problem. You're just telling them, I know you want to jump, but go over here. But they're still thinking, I want to jump on the person, I want to jump on the person. So the next time you don't say place, they're going to go straight to jump. Does that make sense? So you can, it's a band-aid,
T'as compris?
Oui.
So
but it won't fix the jumping.
you don't want to teach. Yeah. You want to address the jumping.
Anything else?
Are we going to cover the potty training, or is that different? Or
That can be on email. I can send you the schedule and everything. They were fine. No accidents overnight. He had I think you were told, right? He was having accidents his first few nights, but then like once we started, I think it was like acclimating to the new food. Once he started getting acclimated, his stools were solid and everything, and then they weren't peeing or pooping in the crates. But I'll go ahead and send you an email, kind of going into detail how we did what we did for the potty training, and
But they would never like pee in their dog beds or on. They sleep often on the bed.
Yeah.
They would never, for the most part, pee or poop there. It was more when we weren't watching.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
then
another thing.
she knew, or you might have heard, she was sick for a year, and because she was sick for a year, we didn't even let her outside.
Yeah.
So she was pooping and peeing intentionally so on a puppy pad that we had because we were safeguarding. We lost a puppy to leptospirosis. So I still feel like she mentally thinks it's acceptable to go in the house. Although, like I said, she only does it when we're not watching.
Yeah.
So I think she knows it's wrong in a sense, but in another sense, she's said, well, I've done it 100 times.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll send you an email on what we did in the schedule and everything for the potty training.
So that should be addressed as far as
Say again?
she shouldn't have an exit in the house again.
No.
And
She's already older.
And we don't need any kind of treatment via
Potty training? For that?
beeping her, you know, if we catch her or...
But then she's just gonna go somewhere else. So you tap her, because it's the same thing. When you see her, you can probably fix it. But then she knows, okay, when he sees me when I'm peeing, I get corrected, but I need to pee, so I'm gonna go pee somewhere else. And then it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. But there's a way we did it that will allow you to like fix that. But there shouldn't be any tapping for that. So I'll send you the schedule, and you need to follow that schedule for it to be consistent. But it's not like you go home and then she doesn't pee in the house. That's not how that works, because she's back at home. She's like, oh, I'm back here. Now this is the place I can pee and poop. I remember this place, right? Facility, if she didn't pee or poop, she didn't get to play, she didn't get free time or training, right? If once she peed and pooped and she did it consistently, training, she gets to go out. Because during training, she'd decide, I gotta poop right now, and then she'd poop. So then it's like, it would mess up the whole process of potty training. So we're like, okay, and I know you were more focused on Vera for potty and Tux for obedience. So it's like, okay, we can get the training done later, right? Because we're not in a rush because we have her for 2 weeks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the heel command. We're gonna use Tux first. So I'll hand you Tux, and you can take Vera. And then what's your number at for Tux?
It is at 46.
46. Go ahead and lower it down to 40. Good.
Are you junior too? Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and bring Tux over on the sidewalk. Good, so stop right here. Good. Go ahead and pull him towards you.
Right, Tux.
Right there. So right here, his right shoulder should be parallel to your left leg. Go ahead and relax. And your leash, go ahead and take more leash. Right there. And then relax. Good. So you see how you've created a J that ends right at his armpit? That's telling me that you've given enough slack so that he won't be stepping over it, and we're going to keep adjusting it throughout the training. And then if it's too tight, we're not letting him make the mistakes. So we need to see the mistakes so that we're able to train Tux. So when we taught heel, do you remember how we taught it? So when I walk with Tux, he's here, we're good. Then he passes, I did an immediate 180 to my right, and I tap, tap, tap to bring it back here. So anytime Tux passes you, turn to your right. So right here, if I'm walking, Tux passes, turn. He's here, we're good, he passes, turn. And it's very flowing, it's just you're just going back and forth like that. I'm gonna tell you to tap, only press the button when I say tap. If Tux goes to your right side, right, because left side is heel, if he goes to your right side, keep moving forward, pull gently to your left, and I'm gonna tell you to tap there. If Tux goes to Vera or Nora, or I wanna say hi or something, keep moving forward, I'll tell you to tap there. If he stops, doesn't wanna move, keep moving forward, and I'll tell you to tap. So the main thing is just keep moving forward. If he goes to your right, pull to your left. If he passes you, turn right away. And we're not using any words right now, just getting the behavior transferred to you. Once I see some consistency with the behavior, we can start using words. So whenever you're ready, you'll go ahead and walk forward and then relax your arm. Good. So turn, tap, good. So only one tap. What's that number again? 40?
Yep.
We'll go down to 30. Good. Turn to your right. Good. And relax your arms. And you can come back this way. Oh, my bad.
I have a question.
Yep.
So, you know you do this during a walk, but he'll be so concentrated on the person, like how will you get the chance to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Slow turn to your right. Good job. And then you'll stay on the sidewalk. Good question. We'll talk about that once we're finished with tucks. Good.
Should we walk up to the baby?
Sure. Not too close. You can pass her if you want to. Turn to your right. Oh. Go ahead and keep moving forward, but slow walk. Slower, 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 and stop right there. Good. So you see how he kept your pace, and once you stop, he sits. Any questions about this? Audrey?
Yeah.
Audrey asked, if he's so focused and he has to be here all the time, when can he not be here? When can he go potty? So it's called break. So go ahead and bring tucks like about, you're gonna stop like right here. So go ahead and walk forward. Good. And then stop right there. Good boy. What you're gonna do is you're gonna cue the word break, and then you're gonna bring some,
He knows.
yeah, you're gonna say that word, and then you're gonna bring him to the grass. Just pull him off of you to the grass. And then now, after that, he can pull you, he can pee, he can poop, he can do whatever he wants. Nothing obviously inappropriate, like staring at babies.
Right.
It sounds funny.
And I say the word B-R-E-A-K,
Yes, and then you'll walk forward and you'll push him to the grass with your leash.
but I say the word first.
Yes.
Break.
Good job, Tux. Okay, so now he can pee and potty and do his things, right?
Good boy, Tux.
How did that feel?
Amazing.
I don't know.
Life-changing.
That's crazy.
You have to hold it so hard because it feels like you'll pull your
Yeah.
Yeah. But good job. He did really good. You did a good job. We're gonna go ahead and do one more walk of Tux, and then you can take Vera if you want, or we can rotate.
I can try.
We'll see. We'll go ahead. We'll start with Tux. I'll figure that out.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
here.
it'd be good for Audrey to do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Nora's leaving us soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So can I do that same lap again, or you want me to Audrey to do it?
Well, no. Let's talk. Tu peux faire, Vera.
You could do the same lap if you want.
I do. I want to.
Yeah, I mean, as long as like you're just staying here, so I can see like make sure everything's okay. Or
Yeah.
he's doing.
Or
a
do you
job.
want Audrey to do it though, or so she gets a rep in with him?
Yeah, let me see where we're at time.
But Dad, don't go off the grass.
We'll do one more with you,
Okay.
and then you'll do a lap. You'll come back to a stop, and then we'll switch handlers.
Okay.
So here, relax your arms. It's hard to see if he's passing him or not. Good job. And then slow down to a stop. Go ahead and move a little forward. Good. Stop right here. Good. There's a little gap here, but I'm not gonna be too picky right now with you guys. Just getting getting used to turning and tapping and turning and tapping. So now you'll say break, and then you'll hand Tux off to Audrey.
Break.
Et tu mets sur le côté gauche, your left side. Yeah. Yeah. Ça c'est gauche.
Good. So when I say tap, you're gonna press this button here.
Okay.
And then for your leash, go ahead and step over to Tux's right side, right here. For your leash, I'm gonna have you, let me see the foot leash. You're gonna put your left thumb here. Let's go ahead and do that. And then, go ahead and relax your arm.
Yeah. It was so
You're gonna put this over your pointer finger and close. Good. So now this is a lock system, so then if he pulls you, it's stuck there. So we're gonna walk with tucks, and I'll tell you, turn. So if I say turn, it just means turn like this, and you walk. If I say slow turn, you slow walk, and then you do a slow turn. And then when I say tap, you'll press that button. Any questions? Okay. So you'll go ahead and walk forward. So here, turn, tap. Good job. Good. Keep moving forward, and then relax your arms. Good job. Good. Good. Keep moving forward. You got it. Good job. Good. Slow turn to your right. Good. Good job. And relax your arms. Good job. Go ahead and walk a little faster if you want. Good. Go ahead and slow down. Good. Walk fast again. Good boy. Slow turn to your right. Good. And then slow down and stop there. Good. Go ahead and take 2 steps forward. 1, 2. Good. Take 1 step forward. 1. Good. You see how he takes for every step you take, he will take with you. Good. Any questions?
No.
How did that feel? Easier? So we only press the button so if Tux is here, he's good. But if Tux goes here, he's passing you, so then you'll do the 180 to your right and tap, because you're tapping him to you're telling him, not that way, come this way. So that's why the turn's important, is to redirect him to tell him the right answer. Because if we're just walking, we're tapping, he doesn't know what do I do then,
Je essaierai plus tard. It's fine.
Did you want to try Vera, or if someone wanted to try Vera?
Audrey, why don't you do Vera?
It's okay.
Nora's leaving, so.
You can do it. Wait, you're supposed to say break?
Oh, great. Tux.
No, it's you with Nora, or Vera now.
Wait, is Vera
That's the side, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it Vera or Vera?
Vera.
She says Vera. We say Vera.
Yeah.
Okay.
But mine says Vera too.
It's a
And
pretty
Vera.
name either. I like Vera a lot.
We were trying to say Vera Wang, so we're not sure whether Vera Wang is Vera Wang or Vera Wang.
Oh.
Okay.
We looked
take
it
a
up
look
on
at
the internet. We still couldn't find it.
Yeah, very unique names. We've never had dogs like that.
Vera
I
Wang
like
is a
Vera.
wedding gown designer. So we've got the tuxedo guy here, and then we've got the wedding gown designer.
Good. And then what's your number for Vera? 50? We'll go ahead and lower it down to 30.
Which one is that?
The one on the most right. I mean the left, sorry. Left.
Good boy.
No.
Yeah, good boy.
What should I lower it to?
30.
There.
Good. And then go ahead and just press the Nick button. Press that one. We'll go back to 40. Good. Press the button again whenever you're ready. There we go. Good. So whenever you're ready, we'll let this dog pass and then we'll get started. Press Tux. Wait, there we go. Good. Press Tux, press Tux. Press Tux, press Tux. Good. And then press Vera. Good. So we all know why that happened, right? That dog's error. But we have tools now to not say, hey, or pull or anything, just press, and they should stop. So that's similar to what if a dog was reactive, right? It'd be that same thing, just using that button. I didn't know they weren't friendly with off-leash, like dogs doing that to them. I mean, it's usually just assumed for me, but I've never seen that before, like the snapping. But any questions about that?
And when that happens again, which I'm sure it will, we 100% just use the controller and no voice?
No, because if we add voice, I'm assuming it's going to be like, hey, or leave it. They don't hear that. They hear more energy. So that's energy. The noises, the siren, maybe like little kids playing around, that's energy. So you'll see dogs get more heightened when it gets louder. So dogs who live in the suburbs, they come to the city, they're like all over the place, they're very anxious, they're very overstimulated because there's a lot of stuff going on. So when we add that like energy to it, we make it worse. So if we're just calm, tap, tap, they're like, okay, it's whatever.
And not even bad boy or bad girl?
That's saying
or
bad boy. That tap is bad boy. That's consequence. That's discipline in their language so they understand it. If we say bad boy, because you don't see dogs, like if there was a pack up in the dog park, right? If a dog mounted another dog, that dog would say, hey, leave it, bad boy. And then they get off like, okay, and they don't give a treat, right? It's just, you mount me, you're humping me, boom, bite, action, consequence. You don't do that to me, and the dogs understand. They don't need an explanation. They don't need that dog to put them in a crate for timeout. It's just, okay, I know why. I understand that. And they leave the dog alone, right? So same thing here. Tuck's like, you're in my space, get out of here. And that dog ended up, okay. But then we need to tell Tuck's like, you don't do that, right? If you're uncomfortable, because Vera did it. Dog came here, Vera's like this, right? She's like, I don't like this, so I'm gonna move away. But since that dog kept pursuing, she's like, fine, I'm gonna defend myself because 1, I'm stuck on a leash, I can't run away. 2, this dog keeps coming to me, no one's helping me here. And then 3, the only it's like flight avoidance or like your stress responses. Flight is taken away because she's tethered, so all that's left is fight. So I need to fight this dog because I'm already trying to avoid it, but they keep coming to me. Same thing with Tux. This dog isn't leaving us alone. Boom, we're gonna address it ourselves then. Does it make sense?
It does, but I mean, will they ever, that was a friendly dog, that wasn't a Rottweiler or something, like, will they ever get to the point where that would happen and they'd actually sniff back and become friends with the dog? Or is this what is in their genes or DNA? Or
it's just genetics, personality. Not everyone, right? You don't see like everyone being happy and like, how do I say? Breed doesn't matter. It's just politeness, right? You don't see me like, I don't know, like, what if I went up to that baby and started petting it, right? They're like, what are you doing, dude? Like, right? But I'm a friendly guy. I'm nice, but they don't know that. They don't know that either. They don't see friendly. They see, you're in my space. Get out of here. So like, Jesse had a consultation here with someone who was talking to him right here. Like, they were literally right here talking, and Jesse's like, okay. But they kept talking. They were just a close talker, right? They had no boundaries or anything as they're, being raised as a child. They always do that, so they think it's fine, right? Same thing with that dog, right? It only takes one time for that owner to realize, I need to control my dog, because then that can happen to a bigger dog, right? She's looking at these friends, she's like, oh, they're cute. Oh, they're probably trying to play. And then another day, maybe she tries it again, and then dog's like, no. And maybe it happens to be a bigger dog, a Rottie. Boom, it's gonna be a lot more violent, but then since that Rottie is a Rottie, they're thinking Rottweilers are bad. No, it's just your dog, you're just not respecting other people's spaces. Does that make sense? So it's just Tux and Vera. That's just them, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because that's not how dogs meet anyways. Dogs don't meet like this, they meet like this. They smell each other's butts first, they get to know each other, and then they're like, okay, I know who you are. This is like, first, you're here, right? They're like, you're coming into our pack. We don't like you. Like wolves, when if a strange wolf enters a wolf's pack, they just kill the dog. They don't, they don't like, hey, you look friendly, you can come to us. No, they just kill the dog. But that's just dog.
Our first Frenchie was just super friendly, like with dogs, humans, everybody.
And they're all, it's like you said, one Frenchie is happy-go-lucky, and they are happy-go-lucky, but they have boundaries, and we need to respect those boundaries and vouch for them. So the next time we see a dog doing that, right, it would be your job to, hey, we're training here, my dog's not friendly, or please, my dog's in training, please leash up your dog and pull their dog away. And we don't say it nice anymore, we just say it like very blunt. Because if we say, please, could you just pull your dog, they're like, it's fine, my dog's friendly, they keep going. So if we're very blunt about it, they get caught off guard, like, oh, okay. And then they'll say something like a smart remark like, my dog's friendly. I'm like, why do you have your dog out here if the dog's friendly? I don't care, because we've already been in many situations here where we have a dog that is not friendly, and then all these dogs run into us, and then we have to kick the dog, yell at the dog, or just confront the dog and give space, and the owner's like, what are you doing to my dog, you know? I don't care your dog's friendly, it's this guy, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and continue with Vera. So, okay. And then here, you see how she's not moving with you? She's going against your pressure. Go ahead and keep walking forward, and then tap. Good. Okay. Slow turn to your right, tap. Good. Good job. Slow turn to your right. Good.
Slow. Slow.
You're good, you got it. Good. So here, tap. Good job. Just for her to catch up to you. Good. Slow turn to your right. Good. Good. Go ahead and come towards me. And slow to a stop. Right there. And good girl. So now, go ahead and say break, and then bring her to the grass. Good job, Vera. Good. So now she can go and pull you and pee and do whatever she wants.
And then she,
And for the breaks, should we
no, that's true. Should
be doing that at the beginning, middle, end to facilitate them doing their business, or? And maybe this will be in the email, but just while I've got you live.
Our routine is collar them up, bring them outside, potty break, let them get that all out of the way first. So you don't need to worry about it throughout your walk. Let's say Vera's not peeing, but we need to go for the walk. Okay, we start the walk, and then, or after you find your number, so potty break, so collar up, bring them down, potty break, find your number. Once you found your number, then you do your walk. If you want to give them another potty break throughout your walk, you'll do the same thing. Slow, stop, then break. The reason why we do one step at a time is to avoid them prematurely breaking positioning because they see grass. So an owner, sometimes they walk to the grass like this, and they say break, in motion. So then every time a dog sees grass and they're walking to it, they'll break before they say break, because they're assuming this is break command, so I'm gonna just go ahead and just do it myself. Does that make sense? But you can give potty breaks throughout your walk. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, and for the potty training, you'll be fine with that. So here, tap Vera. Good. Tap. Good. Tuck's just fine. He's passively looking, just like, yeah, see.
How about giving them time to like smell stuff? Like, I mean, I feel like that's what they love to do on walks is smell things left and right.
Yeah, that's break as well. So
that's
if
on
I'm
break.
walking, and then I have like a block left. I'm like, I want them to kind of just do their thing. You'll slow to a stop, break, and then they can pull you. Right? They can do whatever they want now, as long as you differentiate between the two commands. Because if you let them smell stuff on heel, you're lowering the importance of heel. Because now heel's like smell stuff, but if they can smell stuff, they can they can pee wherever they want. It turns into other things. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So after they break, what should we be doing? How do we stop, in their mind, the break?
Heel, down, come, any command you'd like. But if they're on break and you want to continue the walk, you say heel, and then you start walking, which we'll go over the word right now. Any other questions?
Did you hear this?
So,
because you have to explain this to Mom. That's the way of us knowing it, by teaching it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and you can take the remote from here, and we'll start the word heel.
Okay.
So here, go ahead and shorten your leash a little bit, right about there. You're gonna go ahead and cue the word heel, You're gonna start with that left leg walking this way, and if Tux does not follow, you tap. If you say heel, you start walking and Tux follows, there's no tap because he obeyed, he did the command. So whenever you're ready,
Heel.
tap. Good. Go ahead and do a slow turn to your right. Good job. Good. Slow to a stop there. So here, you
Tap.
corrected it. So tap. Good, wait. What's the number?
Dog one's at 30.
We'll go down to 27. So I think I forgot to say this. Heel is walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. So when we come to a stop, they automatically sit. If Tux is not sitting, we tap. Right? The way we shaped that was gentle pressure up, tap, tap, tap until he sat. So here, tap. We'll go down to 25. The reasons why we're lowering it down is because he's overreacting. He's going boom, and then he sits. All we need is like how Vera did, like boom, and then she sat like that. So if he's not sitting, we just press the button. If he looks confused, like he doesn't know what to do, we'll go ahead and guide him with the leash, just pulling up. You'll see in the videos, that's how we taught the sitting position and the sitting command. Good. So whenever you're ready, you'll go ahead and relax your arms. Good. You'll cue the word heel. The left leg will start, and then we'll continue walking from there.
Heel.
Good. And relax your arms. Good. A slow turn to your right. Good. And a slow walk, and slow to a stop. Good boy.
Good
Whenever
boy,
you're ready,
Tux.
you'll cue the word heel, left leg.
Heel.
Good. Slow turn to your right. Watch the scooter. Good. You gave him a tap there? Good job. Good. And then slow down to a stop. Good boy.
Good boy, Tux. Good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, good boy.
So the reason why I had you say heel after every stop is just so you get used to heel left leg. When you go home, heel will only be used to start the walk. When you come to a stop, you don't need to say heel again. The left leg can just move. Does that make sense? But that was a good job. When you saw him kind of like, what's that? Tap. And he immediately closed the gap and was like, oh, I gotta follow Dad. I forgot. Any questions about that?
Amazing.
So for the remaining time, did you guys want to go over place? Because I have you till 2:30. And I don't want to overload you with information. So if you feel like you have enough information, you can cap it here. And I do recommend doing another follow-up just because you have 2 dogs. And I would want you guys to keep up with the training so that you keep getting informed and making sure that everything's going great with you guys. But I would like to do plays. She said she liked it, so it's gonna be a little fun activity for her to do in the home if she wants.
Yeah, let's do it.
What do you remember about place?
Well, like first, like Tux wouldn't go behind the mat.
Yeah.
That was
It took him forever.
And the only thing I really saw was like we watched like Vera. I forgot about Vera, but Tux, it was just like trying to get him on the mat, and then you'd say like you'd like kind of like break, and then you'd walk around with like the thing, and then you'd take place and you'd like pull him on the thing.
Yeah. What is place?
Wait, how will he know that that's place like at home, like for us?
Good question. So, because he only knows place with this mat at the facility with me. When you go home, what we're going to do here is something you're going to want to repeat when you get home. Because when you go home, you say place, he's going to be like, where's the mat? We're not at the facility. Where do I go? So we're going to teach you guys how to teach place so that you can teach it at home with your new objects. But it's a good question. So place is go to this mat. They can sit, stand, lay down. They can be together. They can chew on bones. They just can't hop off. It could be a yoga mat. You can use a towel. You can use your own beds. You can use an area rug. You can use couches. You can use whatever you want.
Can it be more than one place in the house?
Correct, yes. So a lot of owners will do their bed, the dog's bed, and then they practice with a towel or yoga mat as well, so that they can take it places, and then they lay it down, place they know already, and they also know a place at home with the other beds and everything like that. Any questions about this? So go ahead, and if you wanted to go first, go ahead and bring Tux towards the placemat. And you'll stop right there. So Tux might just go on it. Yeah. So here, go ahead and just pull Tux off. You don't need a tap.
Tux. Tux.
Pull.
Tux.
Pull,
Tux.
pull. More. There we go. Good. And shorten your leash a little bit. Good. So when we taught it, we paired leash tension with e-collar. Right? At first they're like, no. But then the e-collar kept going higher and higher, and then like, fine. They went on, they're like, oh, I tried to go on this bed. So as time progressed, the number kept getting lower because they already knew what to do. So here, what you're gonna do is give gentle guidance to the place bed. You're not dragging the dog, you're just giving tension, and then I'll tell you when to tap. Tap,
Tux.
tap. More towards this way, good, and relax, and good boy. What's the number?
Good boy. 25.
We'll go down to, try 17. Good. And then here, he's only allowed to hop off with another command. So break, or from here you can go to a heel, you can walk back, place, and you can do very different things. But for
Break.
now, we'll just say break. Good job.
Break.
Good.
Good boy. Good boy.
You're gonna go ahead and do that 2 more times. Just giving tension towards the placemat, and with that tension, when you feel the tension, tap.
Okay.
Tap. Tap. Good. And give a tap here. Tap. Good. Tap. And relax.
Good boy,
And good
Tux.
boy.
Good boy, Tux.
Good. Did you want to try with Vera?
Heel.
Heel. Good boy, Tux. Good boy. Yeah, good boy.
Okay. Should we
So
see?
there would actually be break. You said heel. So if you're saying heel, that means you're gonna walk. So technically he needs to be sitting. So it's just easier to say break for right now. Does that make sense?
What's the sitting?
Oh, because heel is walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. So since you stop, you should be sitting.
Yeah.
We'll do one more with Tux. Sorry, one more with Tux. So bring him
Okay.
close.
Come on, Tux. Tux.
Good. Tap. Tap. And good boy.
Good boy, Tux.
We'll
Good
do
boy.
one more Tux and then we'll switch dogs.
Break.
Good boy. Good boy.
One more? Or
Say again?
you said one more?
Yeah,
or?
one more.
Okay. Tux.
Tap Vera when you can.
Vera.
Tap Vera. And Tux. Tap. There we go. Good.
Good boy.
Good. And then bring him to the placemat. Tap. Tap. There we go. And good boy.
Good boy, Tux.
Good. Now we'll do Vera.
Break.
No, it's okay.
You want to do it?
We'll have
It's you and I, Audrey. And your mom. In about, what, a month?
one more month.
One more month. All right, so it's this, okay.
So fun. I love it. Good. Go ahead and pull her off. Break.
Break. Good girl, Vera.
Good girl. Yeah, good girl.
Did she do that paw thing a lot?
Oh, it's because we taught her how to sit and get a treat when she has her paw up. So I think that's why she associates like treat, sit, paw. That's
Or good girl means you should be getting a treat.
yeah.
It's funny. She's like, hey. I don't know.
He's the same too. If you like, he has a treat, he puts his pop because that's how he gets
When
his
we
treat.
show like a treat, he'll like sit down and he'll be like this.
Ah, that's funny.
Okay, you want to try
Yeah.
again?
So here. Tap. You see how that button made her like really go for it? Good.
Good girl.
One more. Break.
Good girl. Break. Good girl, Vera.
Good. Whenever you're ready.
Let's go.
Tap. Good. So now we're going to switch it up. So we want to make sure that the e-collar is when it's making them go, not the leash. So for these next 3, you're going to come to the placemat, you're going to stop here, and you're going to wait for them to settle down. Once they're still and not moving, you're going to tap first, and if they need help, we'll give them the leash. Does that make sense? So here, break. I'll walk you through the first one.
Break.
Good. Good. And then you'll slow to a stop right before the placemat. Good. And you'll keep the leash slack. Whenever you're ready, tap. Wait. Tap. Tap. Now give gentle pressure to the placemat. Tap. 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 There we go.
Good girl.
Good job. You're gonna do that 2 more times.
Break.
Good. Wait. Now, whenever you're ready. Good job. Oh.
Good girl.
Good. One more.
Break. Break.
Good. Now here, go ahead. There we go. Hold. Wait. So here, just pull her off, and you'll stay there. Just pull her off. So we'll redo this one. Okay. Now wait. Now tap. Wait. 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 Tap. Wait. Take one step closer to the placemat. Tap. There she goes.
Good girl.
See how we didn't need the leash there? We can just kind of help her by moving closer, and she's like, oh, placemat's here. Let me go to the placemat. Good. So we'll do that same thing with tucks. And if Audrey, if you want to try, you can.
Break.
Good. It got really humid.
Got it? Here.
Other way. So yes. It's just one loop, so like right like that. Good job. Whoa. Just keep pulling in. Pull, 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 pull. There we go. Good. Take right there. It's good. Good. And then here, tap. Wait. Tap. Tap. Give gentle guidance towards the placemat. Release. Tap. Tap. Almost tap. And good boy. Good. We're gonna do that one more time. So, or a few more times. So break. Good. So wait, and tap, wait, gentle guidance, tap, and good boy. Good. What's the number?
17.
We'll try 15. Good, and break.
Let me see. Remember, keep them on your left, yeah.
Good. Stop right there. Good job. I'll wait from the scratch. Whenever you're ready, tap. Wait. Tap. Good boy. You see how it's getting progressively easier and easier, right? At first he's like, what's going on? Do you know place? No. And then once we got him done, he's like, okay, I know this command. I remember this with Enrique at the facility, right?
But well, there wasn't a command. We didn't say the word place.
Oh yeah, so if we said place, it'd be the same thing. He's like, I don't know place with you. So then we're already starting on a bad note with the word place. So what we're doing with this command and what we did with heal is we create the behavior with you guys. Once we see some consistency, then we label it place. Once it's consistent like that, right? And if we're saying place, if we say place right away, he doesn't know place with you guys. So it's already losing its meaning because now we have to make it happen. And place would have been place, move around, then go. Place, move around, then go. Versus place, he goes, place, he goes. Does that make sense? But that's the kind of thing with owners. They'll say the command, they'll say the word first, then they try to teach it. But the word has no meaning anyways in the beginning, so teach behavior first, then we label it. We're running out of time here.
Okay.
So I recommend scheduling the follow-up pretty soon so that we can start getting all the commands with you guys. But for this, for now, right, you can focus just on like the walks, right? When they pass you, tap and turn.
Okay.
And then you also have place now. So this is a good activity to do inside. Definitely watch the place video again because this is, I wanted to teach you this first because this is teaching place. But now after this, after like five times usually, I tap, he goes. Break, I tap, he goes. Tap, he goes. It's consistent. Then I say place. He doesn't go, I tap. We never repeat place. So if he jumps off place, right? And you can tell Vera place if you want to, so they can both be on there. It's up to you how you want to go about it that way. But if they both hop off, we don't repeat place. We start tapping, right? Because if we say place again, we have reset everything. So they're thinking, oh, I can hop off whenever I want, but when they say place, I have to go back on. So then they're gonna keep hopping off, versus just correcting it. They're like, oh, I don't hop off until I hear break. Does that make sense? They can stay on here for as long as you want. The longest they've been on here was for 2 hours, I think, right? Just laying here, right? Now, you don't need to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You can go straight to 3 hours. You can watch the Titanic or something if you want, have them stay there. What you do need to grow into is distance. So at the facility, we had columns, and we have the beds here and like a long leash, and they can tether to them. So they can get all 4 paws off the placement if they wanted to. Because if we're really tightening it and they just can't get off the placement, well then are they actually staying in the placement because they want, that they're choosing to be on there, or is it because the leash is too short and they can't move? So we practice duration work like that. Usually if owners don't have a place where they can tether the dog to, we have them start close right here, and then they start working their way out when they're practicing duration work with the place command. Does that make sense?
When you say duration work, you mean because
like staying on here, because this is tiring, right? Because Tux is like all these dogs coming by, and like they usually want to interact. So the first week they were just kind of like, oh, I want to play with the dog, and they'll just like hop off. But once you correct it, like, okay, I need to focus, I need to be on here. So then they'll start to just knock out, they'll just sleep.
Well, can we use this for like at bedtime for them to sleep in their dog beds?
So the issue with that is if you say place and then you go to bed and you wake up in the morning, they're not on place. Then, because there's no way to correct the command if they make a mistake, because you're asleep, right? So it's only like when you're able to correct the command for that reason, yeah. Does that make sense?
So we don't really necessarily have an approach to having them sleep in their dog beds right now.
For this, when they were playing and everything, we had a placemat in the playpen, and whenever they were done playing, they would both go on the place bed and sleep next to each other. So they still looked at it as like a sense of this area I can rest on, and so they still go onto it. So they could be able to recognize that as, this is my comfort area, this is like the place I like to sleep at. I usually sleep here on place work, so I'm just gonna go here and sleep. But usually for that stuff, we'll just kennel the dogs throughout the night. You know, there was never like a sleeping on the bed or anything like that. Does it make sense?
Not necessarily.
That's fine.
I'm just trying to figure out what our plan should be to get them to sleep in their beds.
It's just.
Are we going to address
the
that next
easiest way
time?
would be kenneling them in a kennel.
My wife won't do that.
They're
I
fine
would.
in the kennel, by the way. They're
I know, but she won't do it. So
Then
it'd be,
it's like it's usually like your house, your rules, however you want to go about it. The easiest way would just be a kennel, and like I said, they're fine in the kennel. But if your wife doesn't want to do kennel stuff, then yeah. Unless if you find somewhere you can tether them to on the bed, you can do that as well. Because then again, if you're laying at night, they're probably just gonna hop off. You know.
okay.
Any other questions?
Can I tell a top break?
Yeah, you can if you wanted to hop off. Oh, he's sleeping. But I have a client right now, guys.
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
I noticed this remote started turning red.
The new battery.
No, it just needs a charge. Wish you had that in your bag. I put it in my bag so it wasn't flying around. But right now, when you're walking to your car, you can just say brake and then they can pull you, or you can use a remote on your way home. It doesn't matter. It's up to you guys. If you're just trying to get home, just say brake and then they can have a leisure walk. But you can still use the e-collar to correct certain things you don't like. So if like a dog's coming and they start getting on edge, you can tap for that.
Okay. Well, Enrique, this has been great.
Yeah, please email if you have any questions.
They're gonna go out of town, so I will schedule it for when they come back from out of town.
Yeah.
Sounds
Early
good.
September.
Okay, sounds good. Cool, we'll keep in
And
touch
you
then.
think we should always dial in things like frequently? Because it'll change over time, or
Right now,
the sensitivity setting?
it's just what you're gonna do is find the number first. Once you've found the number, you stick at that. And if you think you hear like yelp, is too high, you can lower it 5 or 10 levels down.
I'm saying I should be doing that almost every day, or
Once you start to see the general range, you'll start to get it. Like, okay, on walks, it's usually 20, so you can just start at 20 if you want, and see how that looks, and then you'll do your walk. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let's go through the inner part here. Yeah.
All right, guys.
And then this is rechargeable, is that?
Yeah.
Yes. So like you have a flippy thing here, and same thing on your collars, and you'll just plug them in.
How often do they need?
Not that often,
Once
like
a week, or?
probably less than that. It depends how much you use them as well, but usually like around 2 weeks, I'd say.
Okay. Thank you, Enrique.
Of course.